Hello, hi guys. So in this video, let us see how name mangling helps us to have an overload feature in C++. So basically, without this name mangling concept in C++, there is no overload features itself. So let us see like how it works. So basically here you can see I created a program. So that's a C program basically. It's not a C++. So here I have an add function which add two numbers. So that is what it is, right? So what I'll do is let's go and compile using C compiler. So here you can see it is a GCC. So when I do this one, so a.out works, right? So what I'll do is like I'll execute nm command on this one, nm a.out. When I do this one, can you see here? So the symbol which is showing here is a add, and here you can see this t means text segment. It is present in a code segment, right? So but what if I want to have one more add function which take double? So in this case, what I can do is like I can change this one to double, and I can change this one to double, and also return should also be double. So then return a plus b. So then what I have to do is, so then I have to call 10.1 comma 12.2 something like this. But this does not work in C compiler. So when I go and compile this one, here you can see, so it is conflict type. So it is conflicting the types for add, having double, and this is what the signature is. So that means it is getting confused like which one to call. So it does not know because both the symbol name is same. Specifically, more technically, both the function name is same. So that's why it is unable to figure out like which function to call. So to solve this one, let us introduce II here. So this is for integer, and let's say dd. So this is for double. So to represent two integer, I am taking as double I, and for representing two doubles, I am taking as double d. So then what I can do is, then I'll copy here, and for double, I copy paste here. So then this works fine, right? So when I compile this one, it is working fine. And when I try to do this nm a.out, here can you see, there is two symbol, so which is of a different name. So one is add double d, add double I. One is for both integer and one is for both doubles. So this is how it works. So in C. So but what if I have the same thing which needs to be done in C++? So I'll copy paste in calc.cpp. So then I can remove this dd and ii convention which I added for myself. So now if I do this one, and if I try to compile this one using G++ compiler, here you can see it's a G++. So that means it's a C++ compiler. What I'll do is I'll execute calc.cpp. So now it's working fine, right? So now I'll see the symbol table a.out. Now if I scroll down and somewhere, if you see here, can you see? So underscore z3 add double I and underscore z3 add double d. So this is what it internally converts our add function to something like this, and this is called name mangling. So by default, all the function in C++ is being name mangled. So suppose if I add some more function, let's say print. So let us do like printf. So here I'm not using iostream, so it does not matter. Simply I'll say hello world \n. Now if I go and compile it again using G++ compiler, and if I do nm a.out, and if I scroll down here, can you see? So even my print function name is being changed. So underscore z5 and print v. And do not always assume that like this is the name which it's gonna give. So it depends on the compiler. So it depends on the internals of the compiler that this is the name, random name it is giving. So in this example here, you can see there is a two double, that's why it is adding 2dd. And here can you see there is underscore z5 and underscore z3. We do not know what is the convention, right? So at the end of the day, what we need to know is, so internally all the functions in C++ is being renamed, and this concept is called name mangling. So that's why we could able to solve this one overload. So whenever you call this add, right, so it internally change this add to add ii and this one to add dd with some underscore z3 or something like that. So that is how it come to know how to call this function, and all this thing happening at the compile time itself. So now if this is the case, is it possible to exploit this one? So let's see like what do you mean by that. So now you understood, right? So this calc.cpp, I can the name is been mangled and we can call this one. So now what I'll do is I'll go to this main.c and I gonna remove this one, and let's say like I'll say nm a dot out. So now from this one, what I'll do is I'll copy this one and I'll paste it here, and I'll say int I. So this is my declaration, right? So simply I'll declare this one. Similarly for double, I'll copy this one. So already double is been copied. So let's copy this one and paste it here. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to call a C++ function from C function. That is my int main. So for D, I'll do this one, and for I, that is of integer type, I'll call this one. So now I'll go here and I'll put some messages over here. So here let it be, I'm gonna convert this one into IO stream, and I'll say std cout inside add int. So this is of integers, and here also let's say inside add doubles, something like this. Let it be ints. So don't bother about all these things. So now what I'll do is, since like I'll comment all these things, since I want to have only one main, so that is from main.c, and this is what calc.cpp. So now I'll try to call this function from this main.c. But when I do this one, so what is happening here? So let's see what happens. So I'll say g++. I give both the files main.c and also calc.cpp. When I give this one, can you see here undefined reference to this add ii? So that means whatever I declared here, right? So that is undefined. Why it is undefined? Because it says G++ compiler, which is nothing but a C++ compiler. So that means even this one also, it is name mangling. So let's prove that one. So what I'll do is like I'll create an object file -c. Now if I create an object file, here you can see main.o is been created. So let's do nm for this object file. Now can you see here? So the declaration whichever I declared here, right? So even that is being name angled. So but we don't want to do that one. So in that case, like what I have to do is I need to use a C compiler. So then what I'll do is main.c -c. Now if I say nm main.o, can you see here? So now it is not name angled. So whatever the name which is taken from this object file from the calc.cpp is being directly added here. So there is no name mangling. Now again I'll generate an object file for calc.cpp. So now if I do nm calc.o, can you see underscore add and underscore I? So this is what it is being present. So now here we can see so in main.o, so this has been added, and here also we can see it is been added. So both are same, right? So one is undefined, capital U means undefined, because it is not defined here, right? And this is being defined in a calc object. So here we can see it is in text segment. So that means it is defined here. Now I want to combine both of this. So in order to combine both of these, either I can use a G++ or GCC, it does not matter, because we have already generated an object file, right? So now what I'll do is I'll use a G++, calc.object and main.object. Now can you see? So a.out has been generated successfully. Now if I execute a.out, can you see it is calling inside add and inside double. And also we can use a C compiler as well. So I'll say calc.o and main.o. So now if I try to do this one, can you see? So in function add undefined reference to std out. So because a GCC, whenever I want to do, I need to give some other thing called std C++. So because it needs a C++ library, right? So then let me execute. So now it's working fine. a.out, it's all working fine. So that means, so in a C compiler, so automatically all the functions will remain same. But in C++ compiler, all the function will change its name. So that is called name mangling. Now, the thing is, just to call a C++ function inside C, we are doing all this thing hack, right? So I'm taking this nm output and pasting it here. All this reverse engineering is a very big headache, right? And in a real time, it's not feasible also. So then what's the way to call a C++ function from C? So the easiest way is, so we can do easiest, and this is what the way itself, it's not the easiest, it is the only way. So then what I can do is I can put extend C. So once if I put a extend C, it will avoid name mangling for these functions. So now what I'll do is I'll execute g++ calc.cpp and let me create an object file. So now conflicting declaration of C function. Yeah, can you see now? So it is saying conflicting because it is trying to avoid a name mangling. So that's why again it is trying to see both the functions are having the same name. So now it's same like our what do you say, regular C problem, right? So let me add something like this. So now let me compile this. Now if I say nm calc.o, now can you see? So the function name is not name mangled. So it is not changing its name. Now the same thing what I can do is I'll go to this main.c. I'll remove this one. And here also, let me remove this one. Now I'll go and generate GCC. So let's zoom in a little bit. GCC main.c -c. It has created an object file. Again, nm main.o. Can you see here? So here also I have a symbol. So that is not name mangled because obviously it is a C compiler. And here also I don't have a name mangling because I used the extend C. So now here is where the text code segment, and here I have a undefined symbol. Now I want to link both of these things. And to do that one, let me compile both together. So main.o and calc.o. So it's working fine, right? So now if I call this one, so it is calling these functions. Correct, right? So again, like if I want to use a C compiler, so then I have to do lstd C++ because I use IO string. The std cout and all those things is been present in this std C++ library. So that's why I need to link that one. Now here you can see head.out is working fine. So if you want to know like which are all the libraries linked, so you can use ldd command and head.out. Now if you see here, so this is what we have linked. So if I use a C compiler, no, so by default this won't be linked because it is not a C++ compiler. So that's why I have to explicitly pass this library. So in order to avoid the compilation error of undefined symbol for std cout. Got it, right? So that is the meaning of this one. So internally, so C++ compiler is changing its name for all the function. So by this way, it is introducing a new feature called overload. Without this name mangling, entire oops concept itself is gone. So so this is one option for extend C. So there is another way as well. Simply I can do extend C and enclose everything something like this. So this is also valid. So I'll go here, and if I try to say GCC or sorry G++ calc.cpp and -c G++ calc.o and main.o. So this one also works fine. So both the syntax is proper. So as soon as you do extend C, so this is called a C linkage. As soon as you put a extend C, so then all your function will stop doing a name mangling. So what is the benefit of doing this one? Suppose you have a C program and you want to call some of the APIs which is being in a C++. So that means like it is not directly like how I show here. So what if you have an instance? So if your function is a member function, so then it is not possible. Then we need to do a lot of hacks. But the main advantages of this one is, suppose you want to implement a linked list and your board supports a C++ compiler. So then in that case, you no need to develop your linked list by your own and use an STL from this C++ library and expose all the APIs with the extend C. So then that APIs can be consumed with the main.c or nothing but your C program. So that is the main thing. So that like you can leverage a C++ STL functionality in C program. So now you know this one, guy. Now you know this one, right? So basically, so the name mangling is the feature so which enables a overload concept in a C++. So hope you like this video. So if you like this video, please share and subscribe. Thank you, guys.